Hi guys! I don't know about where you are, but it's still pretty chilly here, although we are breaking into double digits, so that's nice. Like I mentioned before, January is Hat, Scarf, and Fleece Month over at Operation Christmas Child, and I've done a couple videos on scarves, so today's video is going to be on no-sew fleece hats. This video will have two techniques for them. The first uses a lacing method to connect the fleece, and the second uses a tying method. For the lacing method hat, you will need fleece, a ribbon or long length of fleece, a hot glue gun with glue, scissors, and tape. First, cut your fleece into a rectangle. Mine is 20 by 25 inches, which is a standard adult size. Fold your fleece in half with the closed end at the top. At the bottom open side, fold both layers of fleece up about 2 inches and snip slits the length of the fleece. Your snip should be half the width of your ribbon, because when you unfold it, the slits will double in size. I have a 1-inch ribbon, so my slits are a 1/2 inch wide. Once all your slits are cut, refold the material so the slits are over top one another in a vertical line. Now take your ribbon and lace the two pieces of fleece together. Make sure you're going through both pieces of material. Like I said earlier, I'm using a 20 by 25 inch rectangle, but if you want to make yours specifically for yourself, measure the circumference of your head, then add 1.5 inches for the slits. Once your ribbon is laced through, you should have one continuous tube of fleece. Choose a bottom and a top. At the bottom, glue the lacing down in order to keep it from coming unlaced. That's the body of the hat. This is a good time to size check it. Once you're sure it will fit, lay the tube out with the lacing in the middle and we'll make the brim. Roll the bottom edge up 1.5 inches and snip slits for decorative lacing. Again, the slit should be half as wide as the ribbon you are using. You can make them straight or at an angle to give the finished slits an arrow look. I make the slits about 1 inch to 2 inches apart. Once your slits are snipped, unroll the fleece and lace your ribbon through, over and under until you have all of the slits filled. When you get to the bit where you have the vertical lacing, use the existing slits. Next, roll your fleece up about 2 inches, giving the ribbon a border of your hat body on each side. If you want, you can add a dab of glue to the fleece brim that overlaps with the vertical lacing to help keep the brim up. Now for the top. Mark off 3 inches with your tape. Carefully cut 1/2 inch strips down to your tape. Once the entire top of the hat has been cut, remove the tape and gather the strips in a bunch. Use a piece of ribbon to tie them in a bundle. Double knot it at the back. You can stop here, but I'm going to add a little bow to decorate. To make the bow, hold your ribbon in both hands with it folded into 4 even sections. Take the left section and lay it over top the right section. Tuck the left, now top section behind the bottom section and pull it through the bottom hole. You'll have to finagle the bow around to get the bow size versus end ribbon size you want. Attach the bow to your hat by hot gluing it to the ribbon you use to tie off the top bundle of strips. And that's it! This hat is done! The second hat uses a tying technique to connect the fleece. Very similar to when you make a no-sew tie fleece blanket. So for this hat you will need fleece, a hot glue gun with glue, scissors, and tape. First, cut your fleece into a rectangle. Mine is 17 by 24 inches, which is a standard child size. First, we'll mark off the ties. Mark off 3 inches on one of the short ends. Then, within that area, mark off 3 inches to the side. That will be the bottom of the hat we fold up for the brim. Fold your fleece in half hamburger style with the taped end on top. Position the taped open end at the bottom and snip strips that are 3/4 of an inch. A full inch is too wide to nicely tie, and a 1/2 inch curls in when you tie it, so 3/4 of an inch is perfect. Do not snip where you marked off for the brim. Once cut, remove the tape and fold the fleece so the strips meet in the middle. Smooth back the strips so that the base of the strips touch. Then flip the fleece around so the strips are in a vertical line. Starting at the bottom, tie each pair of strips together. Tie all the way to the top of the line. Once all the strips are tied, we'll do the brim. First, snip off one side of the overlap, leaving just about an inch overlap. Glue that inch overlap down to the other side. Once the glue dries, roll the brim up twice in 1-inch increments. If you want, you can dab a bit of glue on the inside to help keep the brim in place. At this point, you should have a tube of fleece with a double roll brim at the bottom. From there are 2 ways to finish this hat. For method 1, measure 10 inches up and gather the top of the hat. Use a ribbon or long length of fleece to tie the gathered bundle together. Knot the tie and you're done. For the second method, again measure 10 inches up and mark it off with tape. Snip 3/4 inch strips across the top of the hat. When you get to the vertical tied bits, you'll just cut those off. Remove the tape and gather the strips together. Use a piece of ribbon or long fleece to tie the bundle of strips together. You can add a bow on either style of hat on the brim or the top tie, and that's it. So that's 2 ways to make a no-sew fleece hat. The lacing method and the tying method. Like I said before, these are great gifts to put in the Operation Christmas Child boxes. I know some people worry because what if you put in a fleece hat and then it ends up someplace really warm? But even in places we consider warm, it can still get cold at night. Or the person could end up moving to a colder climate. There's a great story on the Operation Christmas Child site about a boy in Africa who received a scarf and ended up living in Buffalo, New York, which is a really chilly city. So I still put them in. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!